Episode 4 of the Married at First Sight series aired on Thursday here in Australia, and I have actually not been able to watch to be able to give you a good recap on episode 4. I'm going to try and break it down in bit by bit, but then focusing on the main points as well as the storyline from episode. Hi, welcome back to my channel, Posh Cat Eyes Unfiltered, and welcome to your daily dose of Married at First Sight Love Reality Series recap. As you know, I can only give you as much as I can, but then you need to do your part. And so for some gentle reminders, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment. With that said, let's just get into the episode. With episode 4, we had to go back to the previous matchups and weddings, and we're talking about Sandy and Dan, Tani and Ollie, Jesse and Claire. There's quite a bit of a drama going on with those two. Apparently Harrison and Bronte's truce is, done and over. Something else has brewed up there. We're gonna get into all of that specifics. It starts off with the introduction of the two weddings that we're going to be having today. First up is with Shannon and Kathleen. Now, Kathleen is a hairdresser, and Shannon, I am not sure what he does for a living, but it does give us an idea of what these two couple are about. Basically, they are two broken individuals coming together. Now, I am not sure how this is a perfect match, but the expert knows. For TV ratings, though, it will be perfect. Bringing in two damaged people from previous heartbreaks and, bad relationship, and then pairing them together to see that they're going to be making one perfect ideal marriage is a wash. But again, the experts know what they're doing. I am just here to run the recaps, guys. So Kathleen has had a few bad pasts, reiterated by her parents as well. And those relationships have, should I say, broken her. She's lost self-confidence. She's got literally, I don't know, maybe no self-esteem. And Shannon, on the other hand, also has experienced a few heartbreaks in his past. He's got a daughter, and he's looking to rewrite all his wrongs and cueing the wedding. Kathleen and Shannon exchanged vows in a very intimate yet modern wedding ceremony. Their family seemed cheerful, excited for the both of them. It was pleasing when they both saw each other for the first time, and they felt that each other was going to bring something that they were lacking in their lives. And we move on to the next wedding, and that's between Alyssa and Duncan. Alyssa is an executive assistant from New South Wales. With her background being American, she moved from Utah, and she's a Mormon or an ex-Mormon. According to her, she was raised in a very strict environment, strict religious environment, but all of that changed when her dad came out as gay, and rejection from her religious sect, proved a little bit challenging and difficult for her. And that is where she's at in her life at the moment. She has a child and is seeking stability. Duncan is a cyber security sales guy from New South Wales. He is Fabio. Now, Fabio, the guy that is always used as cover for all of our romantic novels. This guy is a Fabio lookalike. He is beautiful. Duncan is beautiful, smooth talker. I am not sure why Duncan is single. Seriously. Look at this beautiful man. How is he single? I don't know. Anyway, Duncan is excited for his happily ever after. And he was pleasantly surprised when Alyssa walked down the aisle. It was an instant connection for both of them. Alyssa's maid of honor actually said he could, if it was possible, he would be the one getting married to him. That was how good looking he was. Anyway, these two seem like a picture perfect match, and that's what it is, picture perfect. We do not know what's gonna happen from here on out. I hope for Alyssa's sake that it is what she signed up for, and that is love. Otherwise, this is going to be an interesting watch for me, and I will be here sharing all the deets with you. Having concluded the wedding ceremony as well as reception between Alyssa and Duncan, as well as Kathleen and Shannon, we move over to our previous wedded couple who are now in their honeymoon. We're checking with them to see how they're going. Taylor and Cameron seem to be going very well. They're having the time of their life. Oliver and Tani also are in wedded bliss down over there in Fiji. Harrison and Bronte seem to be having a good time enjoying the wildlife. And what of you, Dan and Sandy in Singapore are having the time of their life. We have Adam and Janelle somewhere having a good old time. I think they have sort of stopped conversating and now just focused on having fun, which should be the focus point, I guess, when you are in your honeymoon. However, things are not looking good in Casa de Jesse and Claire. For some reason, I just couldn't place it because the scene started with Jesse trying to tell us why he is the way he is, and we see Claire sitting down somewhere on the beach, just reflecting. It's soon dawned on us that it appears Jesse is deflecting, and he is a man that is emotionally insecure, and he hides his insecurity by being defensive and putting up a wall with his long list of icks. And he decided he was going to open up a little bit to Claire. Maybe that might give Claire an insight as to why he is the way he is. He revealed to Claire that oftentimes he comes across as a manly man, but he is really not a manly man. He would like to be the provider, but at the end of the day, he's with women who are well established and independent. I can see why he wanted a mute doll in Claire, and Claire is not having that. And he says to Claire, I can see you have it all. You're very independent. You probably wouldn't need me after 24 or 12 months. And I'm like, why would you be speaking or trying to represent what you're feeling or projecting your feeling on another person? That's not how she's feeling. Why don't you focus on how you're feeling? It just got a little bit weird for me because I wasn't sure how the conversation was going to end. I did like that Claire said, I'm going to have a few minutes to myself to reflect on what you have just said and unpack what you just said, because it's quite revealing and it might give me an insight as to understanding you better. Now we check in with the other wedded couples, and as you know, the honeymoon box will be in play tonight. Let's get in and see how this impacts the relationship that's already existing. Beautiful Duncan and Alyssa are over in the Murray River having their honeymoon. The scene, the vibe is one that is sure to have a connection or have relationship blossoming. So I hope they make use of the honeymoon stay at the Murray River to grow their connection and to blossom their relationship, and help whatever it is that they find attractive between each other grow. And we have Kathleen and Cameron. These two are such bogan. Their honeymoon is at the Palazzo Versace in Queensland. The resort is picturesque. It is rich. According to Kathleen, she feels very poor having to stay in the resort, the Palazzo Versace resort. I would feel the same because the scenes, everything in there was just vibing and looking expensive. It kind of shows how cheeky they both are because their sense of humor just matches one another. They seem to be having a really good time getting to know each other. And now to Lyndall and Cameron. They are still in their honeymoon at the Fraser Island, and the honeymoon box is now in play. So the first question was, what was the expectation, or what did you think of me when you first saw me? Cameron was like, yeah, you seem like a good person, and I just felt an instant connection right away. Linda expressed the same feeling. And the second question was more like a very deeper question, and it was all to do with Linda's cystic fibrosis. Cameron was a bit concerned that given the life expectancy of someone with CF, which is 35 years, and Lindell being 27, that was a bit of a worry for him because he doesn't want to have to start forming connections and then having to lose it all within a short space of 5 years. And that is one thing that is concerning to him as regards to Lindell and the relationship that they're about to, build. And Lindell was able to reassure him and let him know that prior to a few months before, she didn't even have a future planned. She didn't even know that she was going to be living out her years or living out her youth or seeing her grow old or experiencing old age or experiencing anything. And that has made her held back in having to invest in relationship, knowing that she might not have that longevity to nurture and grow a relationship. And she felt she didn't want to be selfish, to put that burden on her partner. But she got hold of a wonder drug, according to her, and this wonder drug has just prolonged her life expectancy, and that is why she decided to take this leap in finding love, reassuring Cameron that she's not going anywhere anytime soon. And it was a tough question, Like I said, this cystic fibrosis seems to be going to be spearheading most of the conversation or talking point for this too. I hope not. I don't want someone's medical condition to be used as a storyline or talking point in a show such as Married at First Sight. It kind of just softens the blow and sort of reduces the severity of the illness. But that's just my take. I really don't know, but I do hope that something blossoms between these two. Cameron seems to be, happy to take all in. Like I did say, he does live off the grid. Hopefully, Linda will be able to make all of the plans necessary for her to assess her drugs that she needs to save her life or be closer to, for whatever happens. Anyway, I am actually getting ahead of myself here. Let's just focus on what we're talking about, and that is the honeymoon box. As I don't know if you know a lot about honeymoon box, but if you follow my previous recap or from season 9 of the show, the honeymoon box serves to get the couples opening up about each other and getting them having to ask those tough questions right away so they can establish an understanding of where they are at in their lives as individuals, as well as where they are heading to as a couple, if ever they can head there together. This experiment is literally on steroids. Everything is happening all at once, and the intensity of it sometimes can be a very big challenge for this couple. But we'll see how they progress on with the experiment, as well as all of the challenges that will be brought their way, and we'll see how that helps them or hurts them, I guess. The honeymoon box is presented to Jesse and Claire. Let's just say it did not end well. Let's get into it. So the first question was what your pet peeve, or what's the one thing that can turn you off? And Jesse went on to say something alluding to his long list of icks. Claire said emotional intelligence is the one thing that turns her off a man. If a man is not emotionally intelligent, she will not, give anything to even get to know the person. And of course, his icks, which includes star sign, was one thing that Claire does a lot, introduces her a love for astrology, and that immediately did not sit well, caused a little bit of an argument. I think the last question was just what, hit the nail on the head and sent Claire packing, quite literally. So the question was, what does he think about her? And he said something along the line that her constant need to talk. Like I said, Claire, Jesse's looking for a mentor, and Claire was like, give example, and he was literally mocking the fact that she appreciates nature and she's present and sees the little things as significant. He criticized her on that, and she did not take kindly to it. Stood up, walked to her room. We could see producers literally chasing after her with the camera. She got her bag, her AFL ball, and left. She literally said, I don't care what you experts think, this guy is not for me. I'm done. And that's it. That's where it ends. Jesse can be seen quite literally realizing what he has said, or how he said what he said to have offended Claire. This is where it ends for these two. Bronte and Harrison seem to have consummated the relationship. However, it didn't go well, because after the consummation, they literally lost interest in each other, or Harrison lost interest in Bronte. The honeymoon box got into play, and we found out that Harrison isn't sexually attracted to Bronte. According to him, he doesn't find her sexually attractive. He just feels she's not the one for him, and just kept berating her, was really very mean, standoffish, abrupt. Bronte couldn't really get a word in. She wanted to, talk about the sex scene that happened that had sent the relationship to a tailspin, to which Harrison is like, I don't want to talk about it. I really don't know what happened. We do not know what happened. All I can tell you is they had some sexual whatever, and something weird went down there, and now they are no longer feeling each other. We could see Bronte emotional and started crying, to which Harrison is like, why are you emotional? Why are you crying? I don't understand. I didn't say anything not bad. I could have said it any better, or how did I say it? You're being very dramatic by being emotional. I didn't do anything. I'm like, oh my God, get this guy out of here. He's really here for TV. And it was clear from day one by Jessica, the frenemy who wanted to be on the brother train. She said it best, and I do not know what happened to Bronte to have made her change her mind. And girl, she's gonna leave this show in tatters. It already seemed like she's got very little self-confidence, and I don't know what's gonna happen at the end of this show. By the end of this show, she might not even have anything. She might actually be a shell of herself. It's just unfortunate that it's ending this way, or it hasn't even begun. They're still in their honeymoon. And this is what is happening. Chaos, guys. Well, we're going to meet Melissa, the sex addict, getting hitched tomorrow. And I will try and unpack that episode for you guys. Until then, stay safe and stay focused.